Hello guys, welcome back. Judge Badass here, and today I'll be showing you one of the battles I recently did. So let's just get started to it. Let's start with team formations, who I'm versing. Rats, Lord Masters of High Masters, or however you say that. They're the High Elves pretty much, so different names, it can be confusing sometimes. Then I got the Tomb Kings, and I got Norsca, so I'm playing Norsca, my ally's playing Tomb Kings obviously, and we're facing off those guys, so let's start with pretty much my team formation. So I got some great weapons, Marauders. I always feel as though they're probably like the best frontline cheap unit for the Norscan faction. They always get some decent kill counts. Then I get some Marauder champs, so I got some good defense and some long-lasting melee. Then I got two Berserkers here, I believe. I mean, can't go wrong with Berserkers, honestly. Anything like against rats or low-tier units, they kind of pretty much swamp the floor with them. Then I got two Hunters and two Javelins and two Hunters with axes. Two groups of those on each side here. And then I got Ice Trolls here to help with the frontline engagement. Then I got the Skin Wolves armored variant. You know, they're pretty solid. And definitely going to chase off any cav or at least hold them off bay till then. And then I got Throg as my leader. And then I got my Shaman Sorcerer of Fire. I figured if I was going to face the rats, I'd bring the Fire Lore. Just makes sense. And then I got the Feral Mammoth Man to bring a terror out. Again, I was thinking I was going to mostly face these guys. So sometimes when you're on the multiplayer lobby, you kind of just take a random guess at who your front main enemy is going to be, like who you're facing directly on the battlefield. So I figured I was going to face them, but this is an okay setup too. And then I also have these Marauder Horse Masters. I'm not really a huge fan of cavalry in general, just because I'm not really good at utilizing them perfectly, but these guys are pretty solid, and they were actually pretty good in the matchup, so. And then over here is the Tomb Kings. My ally's playing those guys, like I said earlier. I think he has about two Tomb Guards, Necrohara Warriors, another Necrohara, bunch of Necrohara Warriors. Then he's got Usopti, then Great Bows, another Great Bow, but Chosen of the Gods. And then Usopti Melee, the Sphinx, Necro Sphinx, he's pretty good. And two Bone Giants? Wow. Yeah, a lot of people don't like facing these guys because they feel like they're a bit overpowered, but I don't know, whenever I use them, I think they're just alright. But just my opinion. I think that's it for those guys. And then immediately what I thought was kind of weird is that the guy picked like 4 rat ogres. Like, I didn't know what they were trying to do, like they're trying to expect what we would have. Like, I don't know, I never really see them in multiplayer, so I wasn't really sure why they got them. Maybe they thought they were going to mulch up our front lines, but that's just me. Then we got a whole ton of clan rat with shields. We got 2 Censor Barons here, a Grey Seer with Plague, and 2 Hellbit Abominations. Kind of have mixed feelings about these guys. They do cause terror, and they always keep regenerating, so they become super annoying, but I just feel as though they don't really do much on the field in terms of kill count, you know, directly. If they're about to face against some infantry or some halberds, I mean, obviously lose against halberds, but I just don't feel like they have that impact that's needed. And then they got like 5 Death Glow Bombardiers. I think it's a little spammy, a little overkill, but you know, it's Warhammer, man. You know, you bring whatever you want. And then finally, we have the High Elves here. We got about a whole crap ton of Spearmen as the front line, a Noble, Sea Guard with shields, another Sea Guard with shields again, Sword Masters of Hoeth, and we got a whole bunch of basic archers in the back line with the Fireborn Dragon Princes, and we got Teclis, you know, pretty decent lord as well, and we got 2 Silverhelm shields. So after all that fun explaining, let's get started. So sorry there, but I guess my ally kind of launched on with his Bone Giants and kind of was aiming at those Rat Ogres. Pretty good pick. I guess the rats are going to start marching. They're going to start posturing, deciding who they're going to attack. I have a feeling the engagement's probably going to be right here. if I'm not mistaken. It's been a couple days since I played this battle. I'm just doing the replay, obviously, but I believe that's where the battle starts ending up at. So I had to make some decisions if I was going to engage here or if these guys were to come marching. I thought it was kind of strange that they weren't going to march with their ally. You know, I'm not sure what the pick that was for, but maybe they were afraid of all the monster units I had and spells, perhaps. Mostly the monster units. But they have a lot of anti-large, so really didn't make sense to me. But, you know, there's a reason for everything, I guess. And Silverhams are going ahead and charging in. Fireboard Princes are on there trying to flank, but I got my Horse Masters and my Skin Wolves ready to defend my sides. And here we go, the engagement just started. Fan Rat Shields, not too bad so far. My great weapon's definitely getting a beat down by these Silverhams. Let's see here. Yeah, he's definitely just kind of holding these guys in reserve, I guess. Might be a good choice, I don't know. And once again, I'm just thinking, why haven't they marched? There must be a good reason for it. Of course, I chased these guys off, so they weren't able to do any serious damage. There's a Plague's Gracier Lord. He's kind of just waiting there. I didn't really catch wind of that, but I didn't lose any units, so I'm never a big fan of breath spells or anything like that. They just don't do any good. Unless you're using Tyrion's sword ability, Sungfang or whatever. Pretty solid, but anywho, I noticed that there's a spell can be here, but I kind of moved at the last second, so he wasn't able to do any serious damage towards me. See that? Nothing. Another spell I don't even really like. It just doesn't do anything for me. Doesn't do anything on the battlefield, but that's just my opinion. And then there's some Globadiers kind of doing some of what they do best. Definitely destroying my front line. 62 kills, not bad. Got some good value out of them. So there's that. And then there's the Silverhams trying to go after my guys, but you know, these guys fire as they move, so they're kind of whittling them down. Got my Skin Wolves coming after them, and I got my Berserkers with them too, I guess. Just felt like throwing them in there so they help out. I didn't really engage my Ice Trolls too earlier, so they're kind of moving in there. Yeah, Norsca Ice Trolls are definitely solid large unit. Definitely regenerate, you know, when they have to retreat or whatever, and they come back in full strength or close to it, depending how they get knocked. And, let's see. I think at this point the rats, not the fleas, but could be the same thing. They're all rats, so they must have fleas. But yeah, the rats here, they're gonna start to pretty much rout here. Their lord just died, so you definitely know they're not gonna make it very long. If the rats' lords die, they're gonna lose it. I made a little bit of a hiccup by having these guys chase because they're just getting whittled down by these archers here, so definitely not the best move I made. They got rid of some clan rat shields, which is great, but it's whatever. I can see now that High Elves are kind of making their first little engagement. I'm not sure why he only, you know, put a partial there. Maybe he thought the rats would kind of come back and turn around, but obviously we have the upper hand in terms of numbers and just sheer power. But yeah, they're getting whittled down. Still 12 units, but I think that's gonna get down to like 5 or something. So they're gonna be kind of out of the match, really. I don't really use them too much. And then I got a couple hunters here, or great weapons, and javelins, so they're gonna be pretty good with the fireborn there. Javelins are anti-large, so they're gonna help out. And then there's another Phoenix spell. Didn't really do much to me, but I think it did a little number to my allies' Necrohowler warriors. Yeah, I don't really use my Feral Mammoth too much, but not towards the end. I think I go ahead and chase them off over there at some point. And let's see. Playing around with shields. It looks like they're trying to take care of those bone giants, those Hell Pit abominations, but it seems like on a 1v1, those Hell Pits are gonna lose, so they're gonna be out of the picture. Silverham's just kind of taking a sit over there. Let me see here. Yeah, this is where his second engagement, I suppose, kind of comes in. And now this is where it gets a little tricky, man, because if you don't really harass their archers, they can just do a number to my troops and to my ally, because we don't really have high armored troops other than what the Tomb Guard and Marauder Champion as our front line. So you definitely have to keep these guys busy. You don't want them utilizing their resources to whittle down your opponent, whittle down your troops. My bad. Yep, and then there's my Feral Mammoth going ahead and chasing them away. They're gonna flee. Another thing I like to do is when I have ranged troops is I like to disable the run away button when they run away if the enemy gets too close. I disable that so they can continue firing. Because if they keep running away, I mean, they're not going to be firing and you're not going to get the resources out of them, so. But yeah, there's me launching a fire spell right there. And it did an okay amount. See, Throg, another mistake I made. I sent Throg out on his own, and as you know, that Sea Guard are anti-large, so they're going to decimate him pretty quick, and those archers are going to decimate him. So not too bad. Well, it is bad, but, you know, whatever. And then, yep, you can see the archers kind of firing overhead, just trying to get rid of my javelins and my great weapons there. So honestly, if the guy kind of microed pretty well and caught us off guard, you know, you could guess pretty good. Another little thing that I kind of noticed while watching this replay is that I didn't really do anything with these ice trolls, but they didn't do anything with those spearmen. Obviously, they could have destroyed us, but I don't know, we just kind of forget about them, you know, that's just what happens. Yep, and my lord just died, so I was thinking, would I lose the battle, but I kind of just look at the field and I'm like, it's probably not going to happen, but then again, these archers have some good amount of ammo left, so they're going to try to take us down. They're going to try to. And there's my Feral Mammoth, 65 kills, not too shabby. Definitely chasing down some Death Bombardiers. It's not a bad target. But those archers going to whittle him down because he has like 30 armor, so I've noticed like all high elf archers have like, even though they don't have armor piercing for the most part, like they do good damage against them, you know, like they just whittle down an HP pretty quick. And then at this point I realize I have like 5 units here chasing down 1 unit, like what's the point? And then this is when I knew that if we don't play it too carefully, that the battle could shift into their favor, but only because they got the archers, some spears. I think they have cavalry right there, Fireborn still. And I don't really have an anti-large answer. They could just charge us all day. But my Feral Mammoth's doing its job and kind of pushing them back so they won't be able to utilize their archers. And this is when I realized I gotta get these guys grouped up, and I think I kind of pull over this way. I'm not really sure what I do, because I know these guys are like the main threat, really. So, yep. Excuse me. Yep, but pretty much this match is gonna probably go in our favor here. You know, no spoiler alerts, but I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward here. Definitely a lot of anti-large, a lot of spears left, so he has somewhat of a healthy army left. But you know, Feral Mammoth doing its job, chasing them off, not utilizing their resources. Oh, this is interesting. Deathglow Bombardiers are still 1 left, and archers are still firing. Seems like my Necrotech, or his Necrotech, doing some damage, but you know, that's all she wrote, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that. There's a couple more battles I did with the same guy, so I'll be posting those as well. So thanks for watching, and if you like it, you know, like the video and maybe leave a comment.